Let's head to Southern Africa now, where the South African government has provided an update on plans to tame the rising level of youth unemployment in Africa's most advanced economy. The government's plans include the flotation of a new funding scheme for youth entrepreneurs and SMEs.
Our latest quarter report confirms that over 4.7 million young people are now registered on our National Pathway Management Network, with more than 1.6 million earning opportunities secured to date. And by to date, we are meaning from the inception of the program in 2020 until now. This therefore reflects the strengths of the Presidential Youth Employment Initiative's approach in aggregating demand, coordinating with our partners across the public and private sectors, as well as enabling pathways that enhances young people's economic participation. In quarter four alone, of course, I'm going to just give you a brief of what the key highlights are for the reporting period. In quarter four alone, we are pleased to report that we've had 76,569 earning opportunities that have been accessed by young people in this particular quarter. And that basically includes 60,444 opportunities through our SA Youth platform, as well as 16,125 through the Employment Services of South Africa, which is housed in the Department of Employment and Labour. We also saw continued progress through our various partnerships, one being that the Youth Employment Service, that I'm sure our colleagues in the media are quite familiar with, has been able to facilitate 15,137 workplace opportunities, workplace experience placements in the private sector. We've also, through our Department of Higher Education and Training, placed an additional 5,504 TVET graduates in workplace opportunities, and through our National Youth Development Agency and our Department of Small Business Development, we've been able to support 43,000 young people, young entrepreneurs with financial and non-financial enterprise development opportunities. Phase 3 of the revitalized National Youth Service, which is also a very important component of the youth development work that we do, saw 2,048 youth recruited, bringing the total number of our participants in the National Youth Service across all spheres to 84,426. Colleagues, we are particularly proud of the continued momentum that our Jobs Boost Outcomes Fund has garnered over this period, which uses an innovative pay-for-performance model to incentivize the placement of young people in sustained quality jobs. And of course, the pilot project has seen steady progress under this reporting period. The colleagues that would have joined us during our quarter 3 report that we launched in March, we actually were on site at one of our implementing partners for this particular program, where we actually also had young people who are part of the program giving testimony of the various opportunities that they've been able to access, not only through the Presidential Youth Employment Intervention, but also through the Jobs Boost program. So on the Jobs Boost program, which is an outcomes-based program, and what that basically means is that the implementing partners only receive the 80% of their funding at a point at which a young person has been placed in a job. So at the beginning of the intake of young people, they only get a portion of their funding, and it is only at a time that a young person has been placed in a job for a period of no less than 3 months, or the young person has been in a job for that period, that they then get the rest of their funding. And why is this important? It's because as government, we felt that we often have these opportunities where implementing partners get placements of young people. The young people go through the programs, and then at the end of the training, there is no responsibility placed on the implementing partner to ensure that the young person has a job. So with the Jobs Boost program, it's ensuring that the funds, the bulk of the funds, are only actually released at the time at which the young person is placed in a job. And for this, just to give a few highlights of our Jobs Boost program, by the end of March 2025, we've had over 5,400 young people who've been enrolled, reaching 65% of the program's enrollment target. My colleague Ticho will give more detail on this, but just to say that this program is currently in its pilot stage, which is why you'll see that the numbers are quite moderate, and it's precisely because it's within a pilot phase. More than 3,000 of these 5,400 young people have been placed into quality jobs, which is what the fund is about, is an outcomes fund. And of course, over 70 million rand has been reimbursed to the 11 implementing partners, including 30 million in the quarter that we are in, or rather the quarter that we are reporting on. Now, colleagues, these are not just temporary job placements. They are quality jobs defined by the duration, the income level, and the growth potential. We are already seeing shifts in employer practices as a result to better accommodate young people who have been excluded. And in actual fact, one of the sites that we went through with the media when we released quarter 3 was when we were in Cape Town. We actually had young people who had now been placed at various welding manufacturing companies within the city of Cape Town who were part of this particular program, and those young people are still in those jobs. This report also highlights the launch of the Township Ecosystem Mapping Platform, a new tool developed under the Local Ecosystem Enablement Pillar, aimed at improving coordination and access for township-based entrepreneurs. We remain committed to building a connected, demand-led ecosystem that not only creates opportunities, but also drives systems change in the labor market. As always, the successes of this initiative is due to the ongoing collaboration between ourselves as government, the private sector, our development partners, and of course, our core constituency that we serve through this program, which is the young people of South Africa. In concluding, we will therefore be continue to share our progress reports on a quarterly basis, as this is, of course, our second media briefing since we've come into office with this particular progress report. And as the year progresses, we will be giving the numbers for year 2025. And again, to reiterate, we always say this at all of our engagements, that the full report is available on the stateofthenation.gov.za for members of the media and the public to get the full details of the report. And as well, we want to reiterate that we welcome, or rather encourage, young people who are not registered on the sayouth.mobi platform to register on that particular platform to be able to access these job opportunities that government is seized with. Furthermore, also just to state yet again that the sayouth.mobi is a zero-rated site, and beyond information around job opportunities, the site also has information for young people around how to write a CV, information about support for their small businesses, information for entrepreneurs, basically all youth-related and youth empowerment-related information. It is a platform that government has created for the youth of our country.